Hey, I'm Kay, just a girl making ridiculously crazy builds in The Sims. Come check them out. Welcome to One Resort, my last video before the holidays. Let's get into it. So I've built an all-inclusive resort in Sulani. Anywho, it's all-inclusive for pretend with 8 over-the-water suites. Look at this, all 8 here. And also, right smack dab in the middle is the entertainment hub. So that just means that there's like a little karaoke spot, a bar, and like a little restaurant area that we're pretending is the main restaurant for the whole build. So there's also some other little areas for eating, which we'll show later. Coming up on the deck, you can access all of the suites by this one deck here, as well as the entertainment hub in the middle. So the 2 at the end here are identical. The 4 in the middle here are identical, and the 2 on the end up here are identical. There's a little photo op area here for your guests. And then we'll just kind of take a look here. The 2 up here, it's our 3 stories, I should say. The middle section is living and the bottom is bedrooms. You can see it all here. We'll get into a little bit more detail soon, just kind of giving you an overhead view of everything right now. So you can see the bar, there's a dance floor in front of it, and then the music area, and there's tables all surrounding everywhere in there. The photo op area again at the end, and the rooms all include a bedroom, a washroom, and a closet. And then they all have a hot tub and a seating area outside with a dipping pool and a jet ski and privacy fencing as well. Unless you are in the 2 that are technically on the beach and on the water, that are the big ones on the end, they are 3-story suites. They come with their own closed off swimming areas because they're like so you get your own beach basically with those ones. They're mainly for families, so we're going to take a look at one of them now. So the top floor is like the kids' bedroom, so they have a ladder that goes up to there. The middle floor is the living, so living room. There's a little decor stuff there. You come out to a deck with a hot tub, access to the water, little kitchenette area and washroom on that level, and then down the stairs would be the other bedroom and washroom, as well as a closet there and some crazy looking decking to get the deck to work for the angle. It was giving me some trouble, so I just made a really weird looking deck. Anyways, the other one is completely identical, just a different bed. I gave a bunk bed up at the top. You can see the weird dots on the floor with the lighting. That's because this bottom level is raised. Like I raised the floor inside, which made the walls do that to the next level above, which was really annoying, but it is what it is, right? So for the other suites that are just the 2-person suites, you get a closet, a bedroom, a tub and shower, washroom, and out on the deck you get 2 lounge chairs, an outdoor shower, privacy fence, the dipping pool. This side you have stairs because the grade allowed for it, a hot tub and jet ski, of course, and access to the ocean. So they're all basically the same. This one here is a different layout where you have a closet, your toilet's in its own room, and the tub and shower room there. So that's really the only difference. They all come with little TVs as well. So pretty typical room, I would say. Not too crazy. Nothing too crazy going on. I did put like the glass floor in because that's something you would typically see with overwater bungalows or suites or whatever you want to call them. Anyway, moving on, the entertainment hub and what I'm calling it here. So you have seating at the back here. You can come in, on either side. There's a bar. There's like sort of the kitchenette at the back with a pass-through window, pretending like you can order for the restaurant food on that side, which you can't really, but it's still fun to pretend. Dance floor, singing area up here, and the tables all around. Now, this area here, I've made another like food vendor spot. And then back in the bush there, you can sort of see that's where I've put like our groundskeeper's room. So the guy with the 2 dogs, that's where he lives. So we'll take a look at that in a little bit more detail now. So right there you can see coming down closer for you. He just has a bed, the 2 dog beds, and the dog food. That's all I put in there. I didn't even put a bathroom because the space didn't really allow for it back there, because you can't build right up to the edge of the property line. So that kind of sucks. But that's all he really needs. He can pee in the water. It's fine. We're going to go ahead and change that ceiling to brown because it looks a lot better. So I left all the other ceilings in this entire build the basic white, which kind of works because it's all sort of modernized suites, hotel suites. So I think it works. It looks good. If you want to change that though, feel free, because this will be on the gallery so you can download it and play with it. And yeah, one thing I will note is we're going to come take a look at one of the suites here. The ceiling fixture that you see right here in the main room, I also had that in the bedroom. The washroom. I also had it in the washroom. And the floors, I actually have them raised up one. And it meant my sim could not go into the washroom because that light fixture was now too low to the ground. So keep that in mind when you're building. If you're raising the floor up, the entire floor in your build, and you're only on the lowest height room, that some of those light fixtures won't work. So I had to put a flush one in the bathroom so that the sim could use the bathroom. So I fixed all of those. They all should work and be fine. That room, the roof was actually going through a bit. That's also fine. It's rusticy. It's fine. Everything's fine. You know what's also pretty fine is this view. Look at that. Like, wouldn't you want to take a photo up there? I would. That's why I built it. However, I tried to get my sim to go there and take a photo with his pets, but you'll see what happens with that later on in a little video clip. Now we're just going to take a look at those food vendors. What's interesting is one said it was for fish and the other said it was for seafood. However, I'm going to have someone come and open up the other vendor spot here, and you can see that like the setup is exactly the same. Like, why wouldn't they change the look? This one shows that it sells the fish, right? Here's like fish. And then when the other person comes, you're going to look at their vendor spot and they're supposed to just be seafood, but it looks the exact same. Why? Look at that. She's selling the exact same things, but she's a different vendor. So they claim. Anyways, here's how to pick the best dog. So every resort has stray dogs, pretty much, right? So in this build, I was trying to figure out which is the best stray dogs to go with Land Ocean. That's the guy that owns the resort. We have Biscuit, which is a Chihuahua, and then I was like, okay, what other dog looks like a dog you would see on an island? I'm like, oh, well, this one here, that looks great. Yeah, let's pick this guy. And lo and behold, I'm like, oh, what is he? Is he scared? What's going on? No, he's pooping. This dog that I picked is already pooping. He's like, pick me, I'm great. So, of course, yeah, I am going to pick you. You are great. And what shall we name you other than Crapper? And of course, we can't call him Crapper because they won't allow you to call him that. So his name's Squats. If you want to download them too, look, he just squats everywhere. You can, because he will also be on the gallery pooping away. Also just showing that he can use this tiny little kitchen area because it does look pretty squished, but he can get in there and he can cook and do all that stuff. The only thing is I pushed this barbecue back, and when you open it, it now goes through the wall, but it's fine because it's working and it's not lighting the wall on fire. So everything's cool. other than apparently there's not enough counter space because he put the fresh food on the floor. And then I told him to go eat some of it because, like, how dare you just put it on the floor and leave it there. So he's going to come up. He's going to have a little taste. And then I added some tables. So I put a table here and a table over here so that they can at least put the food on buffet tables. Because apparently, and Squats is eating the food. So that's fun. Squats is playing his role of island dog very well. So you should also download him because he basically fits this build to a T. Look at him. Like, come on. And don't forget to well, I guess you're not going to forget because if you download him, you also get Land Ocean, who runs the place, and Biscuit here, who just sits around and is adorable. Also, I named the resort after this signage because I completely thought it said 1. I'm pretty sure it's just scribbles. But if not, let me know.